What I want you to do is to grab yourself a pad, a piece of paper, and take plenty of notes, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you why the art of war is so important and relevant to business. So I've heard, and I kept hearing all the time, that The Art of War by Sun Tzu, I think that's how you say it, is relevant, and it has been instrumental in building some people's business or having people understand the rules of the game. Now, on first glance, you would think, actually, it makes sense. So to have a strategy in war is almost very, very similar to having a strategy in overcoming obstacles and winning certain battles in business. I get it. I get the sort of comparisons. However, I read an article from the Fast Company, and it kind of opened up a whole new understanding of actually how relevant, how actually connected the two are together. I'm just going to give you my take on what the article is telling you, what I think, and why it was so kind of relevant to our growth back in 2020, where we grew 610%. So according to Fast Company article, or point number one, it says, capture your market without destroying it. And they pulled this particular quote from the book. Generally in war, the best policy is to take state intact. To ruin it is inferior to this. For to win 100 victories in 100 battles is not the acme of skill. To subdue the enemy without fighting is the acme of skill. So that's a quote directly taken from the book. And basically what that is actually saying is, let's not have a price war. Let's not ruin the market altogether, because if we destroy the market, it's going to make it really, really difficult for everybody to work or for everybody to even earn money. So the art of being successful is maybe just to carve out your own niche and be great at that specific part. Us particularly, our niche was just and only social media marketing in the digital remit. And what everybody else tended to do, our customers therefore, was ask questions, can you build websites? Do you know how to do Google PPC? And if we fancied doing it, the answer was always yes. But what we didn't want to do was go out there and absolutely destroy everybody else in the marketplace, because what we found is they were everything to everyone. And they were trying to sort of claw all the business in and maybe getting a bit of a bad rap from themselves. So whenever we've gone out to get business, what we've often come up against is, I've met people like you before and we had our fingers burned. What can you do to assure me you're any different? The way that we go about it is we sell through education, we have a program or a platform to work to, and that way we stand out in the marketplace and make sure that we differentiate ourselves so we don't compete in the marketplace. Therefore, we're never going to destroy it, nor have any involvement in any price battle moving forward. Oh yeah, and we also offer a 6-month money-back guarantee too. The second point in this article I'm reading, it says, avoid strength and attack weakness. An army may be likened to water, for just as flowing water avoids the heights and hastens to the lowlands, so an army avoids strength and strikes weakness. Throughout lockdown and 2020, we turned to what we call social listening. We didn't want to face anybody head on. We didn't want to get into any battles. We didn't want to do anything like that. So what we chose to do was listen to the marketplace and find out what people really wanted and delivered there. Again, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, groups particularly, allowed us to listen intently to what was going off and respond in a way that actually meant something to somebody else. So rather than just assaulting our competitors and saying, by the way, you don't want to use them, you want to use us, going head to head, we kind of had a simple strategy that had us going around that battle, not getting involved in a he said, she said kind of argument, not getting involved in pitching for work, because that is something I will never do and I just don't agree with it at all. We just chose to go directly to where the problem was and solve it. Point number 3 was to maximize the power of business intelligence. The quote from the book says, knowing the enemy and know yourself. In 100 battles, you will never be in peril. So business intelligence is really important when it comes to, I suppose, growing your business. And we aren't particularly bright, nor are we very clever. So the one thing that we're really, really good at is knowing ourselves, understanding what we're good at, and really, really focusing on making sure that that is the case, okay? We're not gonna try and be anything to anyone else. And part of this book suggests that actually knowing your own capabilities is more important than trying to sort of fulfill everybody's need out there, because only then will you only have your own weaknesses. You'll show all your own flaws. Therefore, people will attack them, people will criticize them, and it'll be very, very difficult to fulfill on complete need. So know your weaknesses, know your capabilities, and make sure that you zero in on them and you excel in all that kind of stuff that you're good at. Point number 4, okay? Use alliances and strategic control points to your advantage. Therefore, those skilled in war bring the enemy to the field of battle and are not brought there by him. Honestly, they didn't really know how to speak 2,000 years ago. However, it's a good job that I've done my research and somebody else has explained this to me, because for us to have had those alliances, those strategic alliances in the FSB, the NatWest, the Chambers of Commerces, the various accountants, all of which had business owners in the palm of their hand, we chose to partner with them and form a very, very close strategic alliance so that we could educate their customers, delivering a service to them. Therefore, our brand expertise, knowledge of our service can be delivered to many, not just one person at a time, but to thousands of people. I think we sort of educated 11,000 people throughout the whole of 2020. Never would we have been able to do that in a million years if we'd have gone at this one by one. But by having a strong alliance and building a relationship and nurturing that relationship, and we'd had done as well for many, many years. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't just a COVID thing. It was a genuine nurtured relationship that we've always kind of had. But because we A, look after them, B, deliver on our promises, they didn't think for very long when we rung them on the 23rd of March 2020 before they said yes, okay? So nurture those strategic partnerships so that you can, again, be very, very quick to a marketplace and take over. Number 5, and my favorite one of all, is to use speed to overcome your competition. We really did use speed on our side, especially throughout 2020, when everybody else had kind of reacted like a rabbit in the headlights. We changed instantly. We absolutely smashed it, and we acted very, very quickly. And because we was quick to act, we benefited like in a way that I don't think anybody else did throughout that period, especially in our industry. Now the quote says, "Speed is the essence of war. Take advantage of the enemy's underpreparedness, travel by unexpected routes, and strike him where has taken no precautions." As sort of suggested in the introduction of this particular section, we really, really acted quickly, okay? And it wasn't necessarily because we wasn't prepared to. It wasn't a fluke or anything like that. We knew, like as part of, all these other things that we talked about before, we know what we're good at, we know what we're capable of, we understand who we are and how much effort and work we can put into this as well. So we really acted very, very quickly, and I suppose called on all our partners to support that growth. Number 6. Develop your character as a leader to maximize the potential of your employees and more. When one treats people with benevolence, justice, and righteousness, the response confidence in them, the army will be united in mind and will be happy to serve their leaders. All that means is that you just got to be a good person. You got to treat people right. Those people that are on the ground serving you well as best they can, believing in your vision, your mission, okay, are going to face the ups and downs as you face them. You got to give them the courage, the breathing space to make their own mistakes. You've got to try and find a way of becoming a leader. We put me, this face here, out there as that thought leader, so that not only do I inspire, my hope is that my team, but I inspire people like you watching this video as well at the same time to have that one person, that one character that you could actually trust. Because what we could have done is we could have chose any one of the 15, 16 people that work here and you not have that one sole character that you could believe in. You really must be that standout character that actually puts a face to the business, a personality and go out there and inspire change. And until you do, I really do very much doubt that you're going to be able to have all those things in a line so that it all happens for you. A lot of the stuff that I looked at, a lot of the stuff that I'm consuming about the principles of the art of war make absolute sense to me. I really do feel that sometimes being in business is like being in a battle. You know, you're getting problems to overcome, obstacles to sort of dodge. You're having people trying to take you out like your competitors. You've got to try and forge these alliances that make you bigger, greater, better than anybody else. And all of this stuff is a risk. It's a risk. We could easily get taken down from the ankles up. You know, it's not easy being in business, and I can't imagine it being easy being in battle. But one thing I do know is I absolutely love the cut and thrust of what we do here day to day. The thrill of the chase is what gets me. I don't really care too much about the money. What I love is the thrill of growing a business and strategizing every single move that we make. Some we get it right, many we get it wrong. But when you get it right, wow, what a feeling. And when you get it wrong, what an amazing education that is. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate your time today. If there's anything else that you want my opinion or view on, please do let me know.